You just tell them how proud you are of them and how much you love them, and a game of football doesn't determine that, but the game of football builds that love up. I think not with wins and losses, but the interactions with them every day. In the classroom, you'll see them in the hallway, at the lunch, in the weight room, at football practice. Those are the moments that you'll miss. Winning is great, it would have been great to hoist that trophy, of course, but I made sure that we told those kids that this season was a huge success. We built relationships. My father passed in August. I have a senior on the team, and so this team is very, very special to me because they helped me get through personal moments. And I'm just so proud of to be a member of them, to have them in my life and have them in my son's life, and the coaches that we have in our life. And winning a game of football is outstanding, but in the end, we'll look back on this and 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they'll come around and hopefully they're great men and doing well in their relationships and their careers and mentally and spiritually, and we'll get to hug them and tell them we love them then. And that's what's great about the game of football is the intimate moments with your coaching staff, with your players. As painful as that was in there, there's no place I would have rather been is with them and sharing that moment with them together. And that's kind of what our message was in there.
After the way you guys played last week, were you surprised the game got out of hand that quickly? And how much do you think having Mark go out at the end of the first half impacted your guys' ability to make a comeback?
Well, I think it's important to not downplay what Caledonia did. They're a really good football team. They gave us a ton of fits on both sides of the ball. Coach Pennington and his staff in year one have done an incredible job. That's a rich, deep tradition program. It took us the whole 4 quarters to beat them last year. And so it's important that we don't take away from that. On top of that, we lost Mark. We lost our starting center. Wednesday, Sam Wahlberg couldn't dress tonight with the knee thing. And, we had some centers step in that tried, and we had some miscues, put us behind the sticks a little bit. But again, was that enough to beat Caledonia tonight? I don't know. But I know they're a really good football team, and our kids gave it all the effort they had, and obviously we came up short.
Let's talk about the impact the senior class left on your program. 2 state championships for many of them.
Yeah, I always say my son, who's a senior this year, has been to Ford Field 3 years, and so it's like it's when we go into Ford Field, and obviously that's not how it works. And the legacy that they leave is awesome. It's hard to, because of state championships and winning them 2 years in a row. It's easy to get caught up in well, you didn't do it again. I mean, there's only 16 teams left in Division II. 8 now. And so you've got to put things into perspective, and you can't win them every year. You try your butts off to do that, but in reality, that's not what happens. And we can't judge our programs on that. We've got to judge that on, like I said, the relationships you build and the memories and moments that you won't forget.
It seemed like you guys just really couldn't get a rhythm going offensively. You'd have a big play called back from a penalty, then you'd get a big play and then fumble a snap the next drive. Just how hard is it to kind of stay in a game when you can't really get that rhythm going? Yeah,
it's really hard, especially versus a really good team like that. I thought last week we were just really firing on both sides of the ball, and we got a great flow into both ends of the both sides of the football, and we really couldn't get that. Our defense had that huge pick. That gave us a short field, and we were able to score. And then, we fumbled a snap, and it was just we were off today, and we didn't play well enough to beat Caledonia for sure, and we needed to play better than that. And for whatever reasons, we couldn't get it going.
How do you, with all the success that you've had, and you get in a big game like this, and obviously down at halftime with guys that are used to winning, how do you bring them in the locker room and get them hyped up to come back out and still fight in that second half?
So we just said, we tried to look into their eyes and say, don't walk out that door if you don't believe that you can't come back and win. And I mean that. I said, don't walk out that door. We don't want guys that don't believe that. So if you walk out that door, you're going in there with the expectation of we're coming back and winning. And a couple of key penalties hurt us on that first drive. I think we had them in like third and I want to say like 15, and we got, I think, a hands to the face. And then we're battling. We got another hands to the face, so that was 30 yards of penalty. It was that type of night for us. And again, it's very important that we don't take away from what Cal did and the success that they had. And they're going to be a tough team to beat in the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet. Appreciate it.